Hello everyone, a very good morning to all of you out there. Today's topic which I have chosen is, will India overtake China? This is in terms of economy. So getting into the basics. So once it comes to economy, the comparison of economies are done in terms of gross domestic product, GDP. So how much is India's GDP, how much is China's GDP, and are they comparable? China's GDP is above 18,000 trillion dollar. India's economy is just 4,000 trillion dollars. So it is fourfold higher for China. Don't go with the figures. Actually, this keeps changing day on day because both the countries keep producing and their GDP keeps increasing. But end of the day, almost 4 times is what China is bigger than India in terms of GDP. So then the question, the million-dollar question, will India overtake China? So this is very clear that for next 10 to 15 years, this may not happen. But then what will happen is, and what already is happening is that the GDP growth rate of India is already above China. So the growth rate in which India is growing is faster than Chinese economy. That will reduce the gap of GDP in between China and India. Another main thing, the trade tensions of Western countries like US with China is actually a positive thing for us. You must have heard about China plus one policy. In the sense, now the global countries and companies are looking at another country in addition to China because of the non-flexible policies and the trade tensions and other geopolitics which is playing here. So in that plus one, India is one of the country. Indonesia is there, Vietnam is there, Mexico is there. So there are other developing countries as well, which is in the race. But then India is one of the major player there because we have a good demographic dividend, in the sense we have a good youth in the 30 to 35 age where they are willing to work and become productive and contribute positively to our economy in terms of GDP increase. But in case of China, just like Japan, it's an aging population. The youngsters are less. So that will help develop our economy on a faster pace compared to China. So that's why the GDP growth of China is slowing down and India is ramping up. So as I always say, next 10 years is the time for India, 10 to 15 years. It is not about Deshbhakti or the patriotism I have for India and which is persuading me to tell this, but it's based on real facts which I am telling here. Now people going out of India is also reducing. People are coming back to India. Why? Because economics and the complete politics or the complete setup in India is changing. They are bringing in more investments from Foxconn, Tesla, Apple. Now the recent debate of India with US also, wherein Mr. Trump called us a tariff king, wherein we are putting a lot of tariffs on things imported from US, and then because of that tariff, selling of the popular selling of more products of US in India is not happening, and they are claiming that the products which are exported to US, the tariff is less. So there is a trade deficit, means what we are exporting there and what we are importing, there is a gap in that. So they are telling that we should increase or ramp up the imports. For that, the tariffs should be reduced on US imported goods so that we buy more and that gap is reduced. But this trade deficit will always be there because in India the manpower cost is cheap, the production cost hence is cheap. Cheap in the sense compared to nations like US, wherein they work for a limited hours, they work for high wages, almost 3 to 4 times higher wages. So because of this, the overall production cost is less, and if the production cost is less for a company, then they can sell it at the same price or even at a discounted price, but with equal and higher profits. Because if the cost of production is less and your selling price is fixed, the gap between that goes to the pocket of company as profits. It's a simple thing. So earlier China used to have a cheaper manpower, but now that cost has increased. But India is still at a sweet point wherein our production cost or our manpower cost is still cheaper. So this will actually, as we grow to a developed nation, the price or the manpower cost also increases. But as of now, we are comparatively cheaper, and then we can deliver more. So that's why companies like iPhone, Tesla, all those people are coming to India to encash this unique thing. So now you heard that in between US has called us for a meeting to PM Modi. So he told that he has got another appointment, so he may not be able to come, he will not be able to come. Now India has called Trump here, so he will be coming. So if you see, US is a large nation. See the nation size also. China is big, US is big, India is just a small country. But we have a good population, a demographic coefficient, bigger population, almost same as that of China, and we may exceed that also. We already exceeded that. So because of this unique thing, and also a very intelligent population. Now it is also told that by 2030, which is just 5 years away, the middle class population will be doubled. In the sense, people like us who are salaried class, who have investments, who will invest, is increasing in the country, means the GDP also will definitely, we will give a push to that. The poverty is reducing. Why? Because if you see the maid who used to come in our house, now they have toiled a lot, worked hard, given their kids a good education, and they are highly qualified, and they are no more doing that maid work, but they are going out there and doing a good job and generating revenue. And good job means they have buying power, so consumption theme increases. Consumption theme increases means more production, so more employment. Again, it's a back-to-back effect wherein it positively contributes to in-house consumption and also to export. So this is basically what? Increasing the GDP. Now we have already exceeded Japan in GDP terms. Now we are to exceed Germany in GDP terms. Then currently we are at 4th position. We will become 3rd position soon. And we just have another 2 countries, which is China and US. Yes, their economies are very big. Their GDPs are very big. US is $27 trillion. And China is, as I told, $18 trillion. So this is much bigger compared to India. But then we also are in a good sweet spot wherein our economy, our GDP will be exploding because of other countries' bad policies and our country's good policies, which are accelerating. Now our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh going to various countries, our External Affairs Minister Mr. Jaishankar going to various countries, Piyush Goyal, many ministers, PM Modi going to various countries, negotiating terms, trade terms. So all these things are leading to a better trade policies with various countries, wherein we are able to generate more trades, means more export import. Because of that, we are able to generate or positively contribute to the GDP of the country. Because of these trade policies and positive policies by the country, like PLI schemes, and because of the Atmanirbhar Bharat, many things are in-house manufactured and exported, and various subsidies, special economic zones. So because of these tax cuts, so because of this, of the positive policies in place, I would say never bet against India. Just like Warren Buffett used to say, never bet against US. Yes, I tell that, me as a value investor, that never bet against India. Invest in India. For next 10 to 15 years, never bet against India. Find out each and every possible opportunity to invest and take part in that wealth creation journey. You will never repent. Because if you see globally, India is that one country wherein you can never bet against, because it is at a inflection point. The GDP is fast growing, the economy is fast growing, the people, their buying power, their spending power, everything is increasing fast. So this will definitely help all the listed stocks in India to go to a different level. Yes, you have to look at the valuations, but then that's what value investing is, wherein valuations has to be seen, and at a cheaper valuation, once you get a crash or so-called small correction, get into that and stay invested, stay long. So I'm sure last a decade I have personally made wealth just by participating in India's growth story. Next 10 years, next 10-15 years, I will be participating. I suggest you people, you value investors out there, to equally participate in that journey and never miss that India's growth story. India these days is not a football for other larger nations or larger economies to play around. We have our own stance, our own say, our own position in large conferences, wherein the big nations or larger economies are coming for meetings and conferences, and India has got a clear position in that, clear say in that. So don't underestimate India, don't underestimate the power of where India will go in next 10 to 15 years. Nations like US and even China will try to bring in various other larger nations are afraid of India, I would say. They will not declare that, but they will bring in trade policies, trade tensions, pressurizing India, various small wars, including funding Pakistan, Bangladesh or other countries, Sri Lanka. So they will try to bring in trade tensions to block our growth. But no, India is not going to stop there. We are strong, we are doubly strong, we people are intelligent, we have our own thought process and discretion, we have our own trade policies, we have our own outlook, our own say. So we are very steady in our growth, and that growth will compound over a period, and then we will become a developed country soon. If you ask me, by 2050, before that, we will be a fully developed nation with at least 10 to 12 trillion dollar economy in GDP terms. See you in next video. Till then, happy investing.